Hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Simply Fit. I'm your host, Sandy White, your number one health and wellness cheerleader, as well as your accountability partner. Now, you guys know we're in a mission to save 1 million lives by providing you guys with simple tips and strategies through health and nutrition. And this is why we have Dr. Louise Swartwalters Walter on today. And I said her name was awesome, and then I screwed it up. I'm so excited she's coming on. But I'm going to tell you guys a little bit because we changed our platform, so I can't run my mouth like I normally do. But Dr. Louise she's a master transformational coach, a neuropathic doctor. She's a speaker. She's the creator of the Brain Soul Success Academy and the Brain System, which is a unique multi-dimensional system that works on the mind, body, and soul, and your energetic fields at the same time. Now, that's so cool, you guys. And it helps you to release trauma, and you get fast results that stick. So since we are a really big advocate of taking care of the whole body, so you need to make sure that one of the main components is your brain. And when that doesn't function too well, not too much is going to, give you the results that you're looking for. So without that, me running my mouth even longer, let's welcome Dr. Louise Swartwalters to the show.
Oh, it's so great to be with you. Thank you so much, Sandy. I appreciate all the work you're doing in the world here. It's so good. It's good.
Oh, likewise. Because one of the things I like to tell people is when we are healthy here, we're not so mean in our heart, and we can always, pay it forward to help someone else, because not every program or system, is going to work because nobody's a cookie cutter. So this is why I am so appreciative that you are coming onto the show to share briefly, how did you become so passionate in the first place to create the Brain Soul Success Academy and the Brain System? So can you tell me, are those two different things, or they piggyback off of each other?
They kind of piggyback off of each other. So years ago, I got super sick. So 30 years ago, I was diagnosed with 3 different autoimmune diseases, and I had 2 small kids at home. So I just really wanted to be their mom. But I crashed. I was on oxygen for about 3 years. I went down to 89 pounds. I was sensitive to everything. I had like severe allergies, fibromyalgia, MS, lupus. They just really didn't know what was wrong with me. So I ended up in the whole world of natural health, trying to figure it out. And what I realized was when I started working on my body, so these are all the lifestyle pieces that you probably teach, that we share often. It's how to eat healthy, take care of your brain that way, right? Get rid of the sugar, take good supplements, exercise, get good sleep, all those things we know. Well, I did all that. I got a little bit better, but I still didn't feel like myself. So I was on this quest. Then I started working more with the emotional body and the spiritual body and the energetic field. And so that whole journey took me about 16 years. And so I woke up one day and said, hey, that's a quarter of my life. That's crazy. I got to figure this out and help people faster. So I really just dived into all of those modalities and realized that when we have people who go over here to the nutritionist, over here to their life coach, over here to their chiropractor, over here to their spiritual teacher, and they're trying to put all the puzzles together. And it's not just for health, it's really to just up level our lives, to have results that we want, in our business or in our life. That 5-step system actually spells brain. And the B is that body piece. So B equals body, just like I shared. But the R is releasing. I found that we had to release the emotional baggage and mental chatter and the traumas and the childhood wounds that got stuck in the spaces of the brain. And so that's the brain-soul connection. Because I'm a soul level healer, but we go deep, way deeper than ever I experienced. And again, it was my own journey that kind of taught me this. So that's R equals release. A is aligned with spirit, because spirit, God, whatever God is to each of you, everyone's different there, is always a part of healing your life, of allowing your gifts to shine in the world. And then I is integrating your brain frequencies to your soul's true purpose. So I know, like as a health coach, when you're working with people, if they don't feel they have a purpose, it's harder to heal. So it's helping people find their purpose, whether they're healing their physical body or just their emotional body or their life, or they're depressed or anxious or whatever the deal is. And then N is new program. So, we have a lot of great techniques to release, but we don't often put in the new program. So I think of the brain as a physical and a spiritual organ, and it also has an energetic field.
Yes, it does.
And the new program is rewiring that energetic field. We could call it a biocomputer. Your biology of your computer, your brain's like a computer. So I always call it like, hey, we're going to upgrade you to Windows 14 or a Mac Pro, whatever you want to call it. So that's really what we do. And when we do all those steps together, sometimes in an hour, 90 minutes, I can like literally release the cause of anxiety that's been stuck for years.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are taking notes. So the brain system came to be because Dr. Louise had her challenges, but she came up with a program, and the brain soul success. She broke it down to brain is the B is the brain, R is the release, A is to align yourself, and I is to integrate with your purpose, which a lot of you all sometimes forget, and then the N is for the new program. I love that because ours is fun, intentional, total fitness. So if you don't get it together and take these small little tidbits, it just doesn't work. And I love how you broke it down. So that segues to, can you give us a demonstration of the brain soul balancing session? I don't know, you do one before our break, because we got about 5 minutes or 4 to 5 minutes.
Let's start and then we'll come back and do it.
Okay.
So usually when I do a brain soul balancing demo, we start with a goal or an intention. Okay. And so if you think about your audience, and even for your, can we use you as a surrogate, Sandy?
Yeah.
So if you think about your audience and I ask you the question, what do you want to have change or be different? What would you say? And maybe this is again for yourself, for your audience, what would be the intention? Like, give me a sentence about that.
I would say being more consistent, being more intentional on why I want to be consistent in particular areas of my life. Because sometimes,
okay.
No, go ahead.
So you want to be consistent and intentional.
Yes.
For what? Doing what?
Because one, I have to be true to myself. And if you lie to yourself once, you kind of mess with your, you put yourself in a derailment. And then two, I have children. So if they see me getting off course and not correcting it, even though I'm not saying myself, but someone that may have children in my position, you maybe think, oh, it was just something little. Well, something little to you could be magnified to them. And usually that's how it is. It's more caught than taught. So if I do something halfway, they're going to do it less than halfway. And then they're going to be less productive citizens in this world. That's how I think.
That's how you see it. So you want to be consistent and intentional. And it sounds like instead of halfway, you want to go all out, right?
And then some.
Okay. Or go all in, go all in for whatever your goal is. And so if you're consistent and intentional and you go all in for whatever your intention is there, and you're true to yourself, how would that make you feel?
It would make me feel like the best ambassador for Christ as I can possibly be. Because as a Christian, I am an ambassador for Christ. So I said I would be his representative. I don't have the luxury or the option to do less than what he would do for, like, that he's already done for us.
Okay, awesome. So if you're feeling that you're the best ambassador for Christ, how would that make you feel?
That would make me feel like the best individual possible, because it lets other individuals that are looking at me that may not say anything to me that it is possible to dream big And then not only have your dreams met, but then some. And then you can take care of others and not just yourself and your four.
Okay, so you would feel that you're being the best individual. And if you're feeling the best individual, what's another feeling word? How would you feel if you're this best ambassador for Christ?
Empowered.
Awesome.
Unstoppable.
Unstoppable. That's one of my favorite songs. So if you're feeling that you're the best individual, you're the best ambassador for Christ, or feeling empowered and unstoppable, what would you tell yourself then you're not telling yourself now?
I guess it would be, there are no excuses. You're making an excuse for why you don't want to do something, and you're just not being honest with yourself.
Okay. So there are no excuses. Awesome. Is that bottom line? Yeah. Okay. So then what I do is I take those goals or intentions and I put them in a box. So I wrote them down. So I'm basically putting your feeling here that you're that best ambassador for Christ. You're unstoppable. You're feeling empowered, right? You're taking action. You're consistent and intentional on your actions. And then I say, who or what is pulling you away from that? What's blocking that, in other words? And this is an intuitive process where I just ask questions, and then I clear it at the brain soul level. And I use the power of the spoken word. The truth will set you free. So we can start. I know you'll have to take a break here in a second, then we'll come back. But I just muscle test, and so I don't know if everyone knows what that is, but it's a way to tune into the universe, into the energetic field, and get answers. And so it's intuitive.
I love that. I've never heard anybody do as much work as you just mentioned, and then do the muscle test, because you can actually see where you're weak at. And then let me not give away, because I think I know where you're going. Okay, guys, yeah. we're gonna take a quick break, because now I'm getting excited. And then we're gonna come right back with Dr. Louise, so she can give you all, hopefully I'm going in the right direction, but the answer to this little example demo that we're giving to you guys. We'll be right back.
We all want the best for our children so that they can excel in life. But as the world around us becomes increasingly complex, the stress levels of our children are rising. Their attention spans are decreasing and their minds are becoming restless. How can we help them deal with this complex world around them and realize their true potential? The answer lies hidden inside the minds of every child. The Brighter Minds program unlocks the hidden potential of your child and makes them ready for their future. It uses the principle of enhancing the capacity of the brain and its reception to learning, using neuroplasticity, epigenetics, and entrainment, bringing about a fine balance between the logical, analytical, creative, and intuitive processes of your child. Brighter Minds makes your child ready for the future. Give your child the right gift of Brighter Minds, the gift of a lifetime.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you guys was just as anxious. And I know the Bible tells us don't be anxious for nothing, but I hope I am correct when Dr. Louise does the end part of the demo, see if I'm going in the right direction. But even if I'm not, you guys, this is awesome. And once I get through running my mouth, she gives us the results. She's going to tell you all how you can work with her. And before you get into the results, let me know real quick, do you work with people virtually, or because you do the muscle test, they need to be in person?
No, I do everything long distance today. I have people all over the world.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I can test. So I'm going to go into the energy field, and I drew 3 strings. So there's 3 people or situations pulling you away from your goal of being consistent, intentional, right? Going all in, being like you're that best ambassador. And so we say, who or what is pulling you away from that? And I say, is this a male, female, or a situation? And the first one is a situation. Is it a recent or old situation? And so I'm just muscle testing. I'm getting answers, right? It's an old situation. Is it something with Sandy? Yes. Is it something with you and family? Yes. How old is this? Is this when you were a kid? Yes. Were you age 0 through 5, 5 through 10, 10 through 15, 10, 11? You were age 11. So it was a situation when you were 11 with your family. Now you may or may not remember anything, or something might be popping up.
Yeah, no, because I actually don't remember being between eight. I don't remember anything until I would say maybe 16, 17. I remember 9 because my dad was supposed to sign for the NBA and he decided not to do it. And I was so angry with him. But the rest of the stuff, I guess I blocked it out.
Okay, so let me see. So it's the power of the spoken word of the truth will set you free. So I have cheat sheets of words. So I actually have like lists of words and I just test and I say, okay, what are the words that are coming up at age 11 for Sandy? Now, if you're all listening here, it may be age 11 for you or maybe a different age, but I bet the words will be the same. That's usually what happens energetically. So I got the words of two minds. So of two minds. And shame. So this can be your stuff or your family stuff, someone in your energy field that you are processing for at that time. So it's of two minds, shame, and unprotected. So is this Sandy's? Yes. And so maybe you felt that way. And that also can be why you don't remember things from that time period. Because often I see, you know, as far as like sort of, we all have childhood wounds. Could be the 3rd grade bully on the playground. We all have stuff, you know, and when we've blocked out stuff from childhood, that just means that there was something painful there. And it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be like a big accident or anything. It's just how we took it in because the brain doesn't register the difference between this big car accident and the fact that you felt awful because, you know, somebody didn't like you at school.
Right.
It doesn't register it any differently. It's just as big of a problem. It's the emotions that get stuck. So let's see, is it A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3? Anguish. So anguish, unprotected, shame, of two minds. Is there another word I need to say at this time period? Vulnerability. Then here's how we clear it at the brain soul level. We say, was that a liar, thief, or a fraud? And these came from John 10:10 in the Bible. So it clears the soul. So we say, okay, that was a thief on you. Well, what did it do then? Did it kill, steal, or destroy something? It destroyed. What did it destroy? Your peace, your comfort, your acceptance. So we're reclaiming your peace, we're reclaiming your comfort, and we're reclaiming your acceptance and your security. Is there another word? A through M, M through Z. P. Is it peace? No. Pride? No. It's a P word. Prosperity. You're going to get more prosperity. How awesome is this? Okay, cool. Do we get that back? We did. Is there another word I need to say on that string? No. I'm going to say a little clearing statement. It makes no sense. It's just a bunch of words together, but what it does is clear energy. It's actually called access consciousness. So a lot of practitioners will use this, and we're just going to say good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Awesome. What's this next string? Is this a person, place, situation? Is this you again? Yes. Is this you in a different situation? Yes. Is it also as a kid? Yes. Is it before age 11? Yes. Were you 5? Were you 6? You were 6. So this is Sandy when she was 6. Is this true? This is true. Is this your stuff? This is your mom's stuff. What's your mom's first name?
Well, that one is a little tricky. I never lived with my biological mother, and her name is Myrtle, but I lived with my mom, who's my stepmother, and her name is Sharon. And I think my parents got together when I was about 6 months old. My stepmom, but I never tell anybody she's my stepmom. I always say that's just my mom.
Yes, your mom. Got it, because it was about 6 months old. Okay, so let's just find out. Does this have something to do with Sharon? Does it have something to do with Myrtle? No, it has something to do with Sharon. So, when we're young, we take on our parents' energy. We're filtering it through us like sponges because we want them to not be in pain. So a lot of times there's other people's stuff in our energy field. And that's what actually blocks and holds us back from creating our dream life, and we don't even know it's there until we start digging in like this. And I'll tell you, even when I work on myself, I find stuff I didn't know was there. I'll be like, there you go. So what is this? Is this in this column? Mindset. So mindset. You see 1, 2, 3. Mindset and enslaved. Powerless. Wounded. AB 1, 2, 3. Grief. So your mom might have had some grief or sadness around something. Overwhelm. Is there another word at age 6? No. Is this a liar, thief, or a fraud? It's a thief. What did it do? It stole something. What did it steal? Your energy, your comfort to be given, your security. So do we get back your energy, your comfort to be given, and your security? Yes. Is there another word? Confidence. Confidence. Awesome. Is there another word? No. So we're just going to say, I destroy and uncreate any judgments, assumptions, projections, conclusions, decisions about anything at age 6 that might be in your energy field, pulling you away from being that consistent and intentional, going all in, right? Knowing that you're that best ambassador for Christ, good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Awesome. What's this next string and what's it affecting? Is it affecting this goal? It's about feeling empowered and unstoppable. So what situation, what person, place, situation affects a Sandy from being unstoppable and empowered? Is this something when you were a child, a teenager, a child? Is this when you were born? Is this the womb? Is this after that? It's after that. Were you very, very, I feel like you were very young. It's before you were 1. Were you in the womb? No. Birth? No. After that? So were you adopted then at 6 months?
No, my parents were married at 18. Both of my parents are biracial, and neither of the families liked them. So they liked one another. So my parents had to, from what I was told, they had to get an annulment. And then my dad met my stepmother, and no one told me she was never my mother. They all just, whatever I assumed, it just went that way. And I
Okay.
never knew that they were not married. And something came up that required them to be married. And that's when everything just went crazy.
Okay. So I think
Chaotic.
we have to clear that. So let's see, is it the situation of when your parents had to get married and all of the emotions and energy around that? Yeah. So when they had to get married, it was your biological dad marrying Sharon, your stepmom.
Well, my biological mom is Mert, and my dad married her when they were 18, and I would assume they got married because she was pregnant. The families didn't like each other. So after 6 months, that was an annulment. And then my dad met my stepmother, which is Sharon, but they never got married until I was older, like much, much older.
Oh,
And no one ever told me that they were never married. No one ever told me she was never my mother. So my dad was married twice, had relations outside not being married. So there's a whole bunch of kids and a whole bunch of drama. It's just,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, so see, that's a bit, so we have to clear that energy for you to feel, like 100% your soul's truth, because that was betrayal. You didn't know it was you didn't know they weren't married. You didn't know about your mom,
And then when
so.
I met my mom, I was seriously disappointed.
Okay, so let's see, are there 2 strings? No, there's 1 big string. So it's rejection, betrayal, love unreceived. Rejection, betrayal. You know what? Thank God you're a woman of Christ. That's awesome, Sandy. You've worked hard in your life. I can feel
Yes,
it.
I have.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. We should all be proud of Sandy, you guys, if you're listening. Let's see. Rejection, betrayal. And we also appreciate you sharing with us here. Rejection, betrayal, love unreceived, fear, confusion. Oh, yeah, let's clear all this up. Confusion, heartache. Oh, yeah, there was a lot of energy in the field, right? Shock. We always have to clear the shock. Hey, where's the shock? Organ system, brain part, limbic system. I'm going to quickly clear the shock in the limbic system. This is called emotion codes. I'm just kind of going over your head. And I would do it with a magnet if I had a magnet right now, but we're clearing shock that's in the limbic system. We always have to clear the shock to heal all the way. Clearing shock in the limbic system from this whole time period. Clearing shock in the limbic system. Good. The energy in the field also was worthless. So someone didn't feel worthy, and had some maybe self-worth kind of things going on. A, B, is it in column B? Is it the first column? It's of two minds again. I think you're going to have more clarity after this. This is good. Shame. Constricted. Pain. Unseen. Hypercritical. A through M, M through Z. No, I think we got it. This is a liar, thief, and a fraud. It was all three. So I want to name what it killed, stolen, destroyed, and reclaim that for you. Did it kill your birthright? It killed your birthright. It stole your fulfillment. We're getting birthright, fulfillment, clarity back. Hope. Reclaiming hope. Reclaiming your freedom. Your safety. Your steadfast. Your confidence. Your wellness. Your validation. Your triumph. And forgiveness. Good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Is there anything else we need to say with that? Are there visuals we need to clear? No. Do we successfully clear all those strings on you being now consistent and intentional and going all in? Yes. Having time to yourself and feeling that you're the best ambassador for Christ and feeling you're the best individual, feeling empowered and unstoppable, and telling yourself there are no excuses. Absolutely. Is there something else I need to clear on any of those goals? Is it about the no excuses? No. Empowered, unstoppable? What's blocking your unstoppable? Is this a mom thing, a dad thing, a you thing? Oh, this is going to be good. This is ancestral. So this is ancestral. Is this ancestral on your biological mom's side? We have to go back in the field on your biological mom's side. More than five, six, seven generations back. So I call this like a generational string, because we all have a past, and that past doesn't need to dictate the future. And so 7 generations back, what's the words? Wow, you know what? The clarity here, I keep getting of two minds. 2, 3, 4. Demoralized, off balance, betrayal. 7 generations back. So great, great, great grandma, grandpa, anxiety, guilt, fear, unsupported. Yeah, that's a good one for you to work on. Is feeling supported in all areas of your life.
Awesome.
Because you weren't, but it was also not your stuff. It's actually great, 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 great grandma or grandpa. And of course, we all have a past, and think about it, things were harder back then. So people didn't feel unsupported, and they might have had of two minds and didn't feel good, you know? So this is a thief on you. And so it's stole your hope. We're reclaiming your hope, your comfort to have, your ease, your trust, gratitude, vision of what you thought would be, success. You're going to have more success now too. And optimism. Yay.
Awesome.
Yay. Good job. So good and bad, right and wrong, pot and pock, online shorts, boys and beyonds. Awesome. Are you feeling a little bit lighter, Sandy?
Yes, I am. I need to schedule an appointment with you because we're beyond our point, but I want you to not only just tell me how I can get in contact, but everybody else, because I know you said there's some other stuff, so we need to do another session. But where can they get in contact with you so they can have a session themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's louiseswartwalter.com. And right now, halfway down the page, it'll say sign up for a brain soul assessment. And it's an assessment to find out what their biggest block is and what we need to do about it. Yeah.
Well, I definitely will be setting up an appointment. And we can talk offline. So, but yes, I do feel that is so wild. Because I've been carrying this stuff around for so long. It's ridiculous. And just real quick before we go, my grandmother, it wasn't with my father's mother. It wasn't with her not knowing her mom. It was actually the dad. And the same thing that happened to me happened to her, but with her father. So that was wild that you even picked that up.
Oh,
but anyway, guys, I'm sorry to cut you off.
That's so juicy.
But you guys know we broadcast every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WYTV7.org. So make sure you hit that subscribe, like button, and bell so y'all don't miss anything that's coming up. Make sure you make your appointments with Dr. Louise. And guys, I didn't tell her anything. I'm telling you, I didn't share any information other than the questions she was asking me. So Dr. Louise, we appreciate you coming on, and I'm telling you guys, you gotta do the work if you want to see the results. That's what you gotta do. Any last words before we go, Dr. Louise?
Oh, this is great. And I appreciate again all the work that you're doing. I usually like to end with, you know what, follow your heart, but take your brain with you.
Oh, awesome. Love it. All right, guys, you know what I like to tell you. Love you. See you later. Mwah. Bye.